Hello ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we're going to try something a bit different today. I've been really busy this week. I haven't had a chance to do much. I'm going to try and do something off the cuff, straight from my head. There'll be some cuts, of course, because I tend to jabber on. I got a kalimba! Okay, so basically what I wanted to go through today was reasons I'm bored of Western food. British food, probably... I don't even know if that's accurate because half the food that is British food doesn't really come from British food, but that's a whole other thing. So first of all, me and my wife, we love to watch YouTube videos of other people like doing food hauls and stuff like that. We find it really enjoyable watching people. But there is one thing I always notice when, bear in mind, a lot of these people are people with kids who I imagine have got very busy lives, so they try and do what's kind of basic in what they know. But the things I usually hear, and you might have heard them yourself, you might have them on a weekly basis, is usually spag bowl, chili con carne, fajitas, jacket potato with tuna or chili con carne. Oh, what else do they do? Chicken Kievs. Chicken Kievs. I was like, what else they do? My mind just totally blank. It was like chicken Kievs. Now the thing is, I get bored of British food. I think it's more of Western food. I'm still sort of arguing amongst myself. I mean, I do like a full English breakfast. I do love all these foods. The foods that I mentioned, I absolutely love. But I think the thing is, the one reason I think I've kind of gone more towards Asian cuisine, and it's almost the way they prepare the food. Well, the food I just love anyway, but it's also like the way you eat it. Now, the way that obviously British people, English people, Western people probably just group everyone together, how they usually eat food is we usually chuck everything on a plate, unless it's like a special event like Christmas where you might have all the different dishes in the middle. We chuck everything on a single plate. There's your dinner, enjoy it, eat it, bish bash bosh, done. The thing is with Japanese cuisine, you always get a variety of stuff. So when we prepare our meals, a lot of the time we'll have like 6, 7 plus little dishes on the table. We might have something individual for ourselves, like part of them maybe like a main dish. Like, so say for example, let's go for Korean. If you had like a bibimbap's like a rice with like this meat on top, and it's got gochujang sauce, and oh, it's delicious. But and an egg as well. Ooh. But you're not just gonna get that. You're gonna get other little dishes with that to keep it interesting. Whether it's tteokbokki, whether it's gimbap, whether it's extra little bits. And I think this is the thing that I feel a lot of the time that Western food misses out on is, I don't know about you, shepherd's pie is a great example. Now, I'm not hating on the shepherd's pie. I love a shepherd's pie. The thing is, when you eat a shepherd's pie, usually I think the main thing you're getting as an accompaniment to a shepherd's pie is like maybe a bit of salad. You got this great whacking shepherd's pie that's been put on your plate. And I don't know, maybe you get that much, maybe you get that much, depends how hungry you are. But essentially all that shepherd's pie is, obviously it's mince layered with like some stock of some gravy of some type with peas and onions and everything like that, and some potato on top with some cheese if you're feeling a bit saucy. Sauce, sometimes a bit of gravy, who knows? But if you've got a salad on the side, probably not. But the thing is, I get bored. I mean, like a lot of stuff. Let's compare it to anything. I mean, be a bit saucy. You can compare it to sex in a way. Like when you jump in your bedroom, you're not just standing in the same position, doing the same position the whole time. You change it up, don't you? It gets a bit, you like to keep things spicy. And I think it's the same as when it comes on your plate. I mean, like if you're getting one thing put on your plate, you eat it. It's nice, it's delicious, By the time you get to the end of it, I'm bored of it. And I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't a good sort of, for lack for the better words, climax to your experience of eating. Now, a lot of people do like to save the best bit till last. You can't really do that with shepherd's pie. What are you going to do? Cut off the potato first, then go for the veggies, then save the meat for last. You can't really do that as much. You can do it with other foods. Like, don't get me wrong, if you had like steak and chips, I love steak and chips, but you've got steak, chips, sometimes some peas or whatever you like with it. But that's 3 separate categories of foods. And that's what you usually get, and you eat that and it's delicious. But it gets a bit tiresome because by the time you finish eating your peas, because starting from that order if you like those first, then chips and then steak at the very end, depends how you do it. If you're mixing in between, that's fine, but you're only mixing 3 dishes, and I like more I like more positions, let's put it that way. And I think it gets to a point of where you need to almost spice it up, and I think that's the thing that's wrong with Western food, because there's not enough, I feel, variety in it, and you don't have enough times to keep your palate guessing. It just gets a bit bland, and I think that's the thing that's threw me off with a lot of Western food. And I'm sure there is some Western foods out there that are like that, and it's the same with Japanese. There's some Japanese foods that you would just have one of the same type. I mean, you would have trying to think of a good example now. I can't think of a good example, and I think the reason why is because it's very rare to have one dish. Very rare would you be given one dish of one thing that you eat and go, that's your meal, you're done. And I think the variety, having more little dishes, is better. And I know a lot of people will probably end up saying something along the lines of, oh, I don't have time to cook 6 or 7 dishes or whatever. So the thing is, with these little dishes, a lot of the time they buy them pre-packaged. Yeah, even something small, like I love edamame beans. They're really easy to prepare. You literally just chuck them on a stove, just like your veggies, and then you put them on a plate and they look really nice, and then you pop them out and you take your time with them. And that's one little dish. Another little dish you can have is some pickles of some variety. Having some pickles, because having like something from different extremes of to adjust for different parts of your tongue, and like, because obviously your tongue has different senses how it enjoys food, so being able to sort of experiment and try different things to make your tongue have more fuller enjoyment, I think is a massive part of eating. I'm not trying to tell you how to eat. I mean, everyone knows how to eat, and I'm sure everyone enjoys the way they eat. If you enjoy just to eat lasagna or a shepherd's pie as itself, then go ahead. But for me, myself, I like to have a variety of things on my table when they're prepared. And the good thing is with a lot of these little dishes as well, you're only taking a bit of them. Like, say for example, you prepared some gyoza for yourself. You're not going to eat the whole bag of gyoza. You're going to have like 3 or 4 on your plate that you can just take, and then next time you want gyoza, since you've already pre-prepared it, you can just chuck a couple more on there. Beautiful. Anyway, I'm hoping this is not too off the cuff, because I had a little time this week and I need to get something out there, and I do not want to break the limit of my once a week, once a Sunday video. And I know it's not me eating, well, that's the whole idea. I wanted to try something different about food. Let's talk food. Now, what's your opinions on this, guys? I really am curious, because I generally like to know other people's views on this, because I am the sort of, especially if you're a Western person who eats Western food, do you have other little dishes to accompany your main dish? Keep it exciting and all that lot. Anyway, catch you again soon, people. Take it easy, and hopefully have something a bit more better prepared for Sunday. Bye!